thank you so much. I bring you greetings again in the name of Yahweh, our Father, in the name of His Son, Yahushua. Thank you so much. I'm going to be ending this teaching series. This is the last part of the teaching series on the topic 364 days calendar. 364 days calendar. For you to understand the details of it and have a holistic view of it, check out the part 1, 2, 3, and this last part to have understanding of it. In my last series, we were able to discover that the 10th month of the year is 30 days, as stated in Enoch 72, verse 27 to 28. Now, verse 29 to 30 is also explained the 11th month, which is 30 days. I read verse 29. And the sun has returned and entered into the second quarter in the east, and returned on this, its division of its orbit for 30 mornings, rising and going down. And on that day, the night decreases in length, and the night amounts to 10 parts, and the day to 8 parts. So from this verse of scripture, we could discover that the 11th month of the year is 30 days. Moving forward to the last month of the year, which is the 12th month of the year. That month is 31 days because of the intercalary days, which is the fourth intercalary day that transits from the autumn back to the spring. It is the day in which the season of the autumn ends and transit to back to the spring. So those days, the 12th month is 31 days, as stated in Jubilee 72, verse 31 to 32. 31, on that day, the sun rises from that quarter and goes down in the west and returns to the east and rises in the third quarter of 31 mornings and goes down in the west of the Shamayim. Verse 32 says, on that day, the night decreases and amounts to 9 parts, and the day to 9 parts, and the night is equal to the day, and the year is exactly as to its days, 364. You could see from this verse of scripture that the last part of the year, which is the 12th month, is 31 days. And if you look at it clearly, it stated that on this day, it is 364 days of the year. So from that verse of scripture, we could discover that the days are 364 days. Moving forward, Jubilee chapter 6, verse 30. Verse 30 of Jubilee chapter 6 says, and all the days of the command shall be 52 weeks of days, and these shall make up the entire year complete. In other words, 52 weeks. 52 weeks makes up the year. So 52 weeks times 7 days is equals to 364 days. 52 weeks divided by 4 seasons is equals to 13 weeks per quarter. So in each quarter of 3 months, you have 13 weeks. In each quarter of 91 days, you have 13 weeks. 13 weeks multiplied by 4 weeks, the 52 weeks. Now, moving forward, going to Jubilee chapter 6 again, to verse 29, I read, and they placed them on the tablets of the Shamayim. Shamayim means heaven. Each had 13 weeks. Their memorial passed from one to another, from the first to the second, and from the second to the third, and from the third to the fourth. So What that place is simply saying is you have 13 weeks per season, and we have 4 seasons. These 13 weeks per season multiplied by 7 days makes up 91 days per season. These 13 weeks per season multiplied by 4 seasons makes up 364 days. In conclusion of this whole matter, from the verses of scripture and from part 1 to this last part of this teaching series, we could see that Yahweh gave us 364 days of the year, and he created the sun for the calculation of the days of the year. He did not give us the moon for calculation. And he also told us that there will be certain times in which men will try to use the moon for calculation. But when they use the moon for calculation, they will miss it. They will miss the calendar. If Yahweh gave us 364 days, and he told us that the year begins in March, not January, then we should understand critically clearly that the word made an attempt to alter it. That which Yahweh has done, as prophesied by Daniel, in Daniel chapter 7 verse 25, that the beast shall make an attempt to change the appointed times. Now, and the laws. So, it is an orchestrated attempt to change the appointed times and the law of Yahweh. That's why the beast system gave to you and I 365 days. They gave to us 365 days and 366 days as a leap year. Sometimes leap year, and they say leap year is calculated every 4 years, and it is 366 days. But in actual sense, the calendar given to you and I is 364 days. Not in the order of the moon, but in the order of the sun. Not in the order of the moon, but in the order of the sun. Scripture telling us, he said we should be much more careful about the children of the world, for they are wiser. They gave us a different calendar to control us, but they operate the original calendar that begins in March and ends in March, that have 364 days, 52 weeks, and have 13 weeks per quarter, having 4 seasons. This is the actual thing that the Almighty has given to us as believers. It is important for us to check these things out and operate by this. For this calendar is given to us for us to understand the Sabbath. It is given to us for us to understand the months. It is given to us to understand the year, to understand the sabbatical year, to understand the jubilee year. The sabbatical year is 7 years, the 7-year Sabbath. The jubilee year is the 49 years jubilee. So when you understand this calendar, you are able to calculate these appointed times properly. May Yahweh bless his word in our heart. Do you take our time to check out these scriptures from these books that have shown to us, these verses of scripture. Make your findings